Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to see one more hook which is useRef. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing so you won't miss any future content. Now let's start the video. Yes, so let's know about what is useRef in ReactJS. Basically, useRef is a hook which will allow us to create a reference of an element, okay, in DOM. And also, if we know about use state, what exactly use state will do in ReactJS is on updating, it will re-render the component. But in the case of user reference or the useRef, it will not going to re-render the component, okay. And the third thing is it is commonly used to managing or accessing the DOM elements, okay. And the last thing which is in useRef is useRef, we can call it as uncontrollable component as well, okay. So we can see in this video what are all these things and how exactly useRef will work. So let's go to the code and let's see how we can use it. Yes, so you can see this is our server which is running on 3000. This is our project and saying icubecode for now. So let's go into our project. Here is our project and it is running currently. These warnings you can see because we are just comment on the other component. That's the reason it's saying, okay. So let's go to the component section. Let's go to hooks, and here as you can see we have effect and state, which is use effect and use state, which we have seen in the previous videos. Now let's create one more hook which we will say as ref, okay, .js, okay. And here we will create our ref function, okay. So let me import it inside the app.js because that's our entry point, okay. And if you haven't checked out the last video, which is our React router DOM, how we can create the routes and other, how we can navigate to other pages, you can check that out. You can see the video will be pop up on the top of the screen. So yeah, let's see useRef. Okay, so let's do one small thing here. Okay, so let me create input tag, and here I will have type as text. Okay, and let's create a useRef. Okay, so let's see how we can import it first. To import, you have to, let me zoom in. Here we'll put a comma in the React and say useRef. Okay, and that's it. And once we let's see how we can initialize it. Let's say a constant. I'll say text ref. Okay, this is the naming convention you can provide because this is the standard. We'll say the starting value whichever we want to use, and then we'll say ref. Okay, and equals to use ref. Okay, and inside that the initial value will be null. Okay, if you want to give any other value you can give as well. Okay, and now let's see how we can use it here on the input tag. Okay, so here what you can do is you can write ref, okay, equals to whatever ref you have created just now, which is text ref. I'll give it here. Okay, ref. Okay, ref is nothing but reference. Okay, that's how it is. And let's have a button which will say click. Okay, and whenever we click on this, we'll have one function which will going to give us some alert. Okay, so I'll say handle text. Okay, uh, let's say this one, and it will say one alert here. Okay, hi for now. Okay, let me have a on click event here. And as we know that if we are in React.js, we can directly give the function name. We don't need to call it. Okay, we can call it whenever we have to provide any parameters to it, but for now it is fine. Okay, so let's go back and let's see what exactly it is showing in the browser. Okay, so right now you can see it's just a text box. Okay, let me zoom in here and let me open the console as well to see what exactly happening. Okay, so let me write something inside this. Let's say icubecode, and yeah, so we are able to write it. Nothing is happening right now. I'm just like, we have just provided the values and all. I have added the reference to it, everything, but nothing is happening. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's add a console here. Okay, before return I'll add console as a text ref. Okay, so let's print the text ref and let's see what exactly is there inside this. Okay, so let's refresh it again. First it is null. Okay, now if I try to write anything, it will not going to change anything in the console. The reason is because, as we discussed, whenever the component is changing or having, like right now you see I am writing something inside this, okay, so the value is changing in the input text box, but as I am using ref, okay, use ref, okay, that's the reason it will not going to re-render the component. That's the reason we are not able to see the consoles are coming multiple times, okay. So what we can do it here is inside the handle text, I'll show one more time like how exactly it will show, okay. So text ref, I'll say here, let me refresh again, I'll write something, but it will not get this text, only like it will just give us a alert, okay. So let's click on this and let's say it is coming, okay, hi, but in the console you can see we are getting the reference console, okay. Let's expand it, let's see what exactly we have here. So you can see inside that we have a current object, and inside that object it is referencing to the input text box. And you see if I click on this or hover on this, it is taking me to DOM and input section, okay. So it means it is referencing to our text box here, okay. So this is how exactly we can see our useRef will work. This is how it will reference it, okay. So now let's see how we can get this value using the useRef, okay. So first thing what we have to do here is we have to write dot current, okay, because text ref is a object, okay. Inside that object you have current, okay. Current is a key, and in that key only you have input tag, okay. So let's say current first dot value, okay. So let's see if it will give us the value, okay. So we have some value here, let me clear the console and let's click here, okay, and it's saying hi, but click on okay, but you can see in the console that whatever value I have written here, it is coming here, okay. So this is how the use reference work, okay. There are many use cases which we can do with the useref, okay, but this is the simplest one, okay. Yes. So as we discussed that useRef is a uncontrollable component. Okay. So let's see what exactly mean by uncontrollable component. Okay. Before that, let's see what is controllable as well, because we want to see the difference, how we can control our component and how it will be uncontrollable. Okay. That we have to see. So for your reference, I'll just comment on this one so you can see this example later. But I'll create a function again here, calling it as same ref. Okay. And it will return a div, okay. Let's say hello, let's go back and see here, yeah, you can see hello is coming, okay. And let me just refresh again, okay. So now let's add a use state here, okay. So because we want to see if how we can control a component, okay. Text set text equal to use state, I'll say empty, okay. And instead of hello, I'll have a input tag, and inside this let's say type as text, okay. And value I'll say our text, which is our use state, and on change event I'll do some operations, okay. So here I'll say function handle text, okay. Yeah, and this text I will provide it here, okay. So and what we can do is here we can take event, okay, event as a parameter, okay. So if you are providing your methods inside the on change, right, it will provide automatically event as a prop. You don't need to have like this, okay, like e inside this and come back here and e, okay. This is not needed when you have only single parameter, which is event, okay. If you have your own parameters which you need to pass, then you have to do this way, okay. So we can do normally this way and it will work, okay. And let's console this in simply, okay. Event dot target dot value, okay. And let's see how exactly we are able to see this, but we have to set the text as well to event dot target dot value, okay. So let me refresh it again, we can see the text boxes appear here, and if I write icubecode, you can see we are able to see each and every change which is happening inside the text box, and these many times the component is re-rendered, okay. So these many times it is re-rendering our component as well, okay. So this thing whatever we are able to see in the console can be controllable, okay. You can have a few words like you don't want to allow this thing, and you don't want to, basically what I'm saying is you can customize your functions and different things inside a use effect whenever you use use state, you can control your component very easily with the function, with some logics and all. Okay, so if you have a one simple condition, let's say event dot target dot value not equal to a. Whenever it is not equal to a, I am saying that set the value. Okay, so what it means is I don't want to allow a to be entered in our this text box. Okay, so let me refresh again because it will take some time to reload sometime. Okay, so let's type icubecode, but there is no a, but see I am typing. Okay, let me type other text. You can see in the console it is appearing here, but if I tap onto the a key, you can see in the console a will appear but not inside the text box. Okay, okay, no, what exactly is happening is it is concatenating. We should not use uh, equal to, we should be using includes. Okay, includes, and this is the one, and it should be no. Okay, not, because whenever it's true we have to make it, like whenever it is false we have to make it true. Okay, let me check again. I don't think so the condition is proper. Yeah, now you see it is not going away, but if I refresh again, you can see I can type other words in the console. You can see if I type a, in the console it's giving a, but here it is not taking a. The reason is we are able to control it. We are saying do not take a. Okay, like this you can take other examples. You can make sure that number should not come, something like this. Okay, you can use regex patterns to control your component. Basically text box I am saying right now, but there can be many examples of it. So basically what exactly we are doing here is we are able to control our component whenever we use state. But the thing which is happening with this is the disadvantage, I can say, like in a one way, that it is re-rendering your component multiple times. If I write here, you see these many times it is re-render your component. If I say a will not going to take it, but it will still re-render the component. You see 4 5 6 7, these many times the console is coming. So because of use state, if we use state, it will re-render our component whenever the change is happening. Okay, but let's see what exactly uncontrollable component is. Okay, because if we say uncontrollable, we can't control that component. Okay, so let me have here controllable component example. Okay, this is useRef example. I have to change the comment color, I guess, because it's very dark actually. So let me create a ref component again here, and it will return a div hello. Okay, so yeah, it's coming fine. Let me refresh it again. Now let's create a ref. Okay, constant text ref equal to use ref. Okay, simple. And now what I will do here is inside this input text box I'll create, the type will be text, and then ref we have to use. Okay, we don't need to use value because we are not going to provide any value to it. Okay, and then text ref. Okay, this is how we are doing it. And then let's create a button click. Okay, and this is the on click event, and I'll say handle click will be the event. Okay, right now it's not, then that's why it's giving the error here, but let's define it. Okay, let's define it here, function. And you see sometimes I'm using arrow function, sometimes I'm not using arrow function. Okay, so you can use arrow function if you want. Sometime, like most of the time I will use arrow function only. I'll just show you how exactly I'll do that. Okay, that's it, arrow function. Okay, so it's up to you what functions you want to use, but it will not make any impact. Okay, in this particular thing. So now here let's have a console which will say text ref dot current dot value. Okay, we are taking the value of it. And let me have a console outside of this. Okay, I'll say just hi, that's it, nothing else. Okay, so let's refresh it. Now you see on the first refresh it's saying hi. Let me type some values. Okay, I can able to type the values. Okay, but here you see it is not re-rendering our component. That's a good thing, but again you can't control it. This is an uncontrollable component. Now if you want to put some logic to not to have some numbers or characters, suppose x the rate you don't want, or a you don't want, this kind of thing, you can't do anything, because you are just providing the reference, and you did that reference, you are taking the value, that's it, nothing else is happening here. Okay, so that's the reason we will call useRef. If you use useRef in the component, it means the component will be uncontrollable. Okay, wherever you use the useRef, that is uncontrollable component. Okay. Yes. So I hope you guys understood about what is controllable component and uncontrollable component, how exactly it works, and how we can handle it. Okay. And now what exactly we are going to do is, the last thing is how we can auto scroll to a particular element in our React.js, that we are going to see now. Okay. So you can see I have created one more method as ref only, because I have comment on the previous one. And here you can see what exactly we are doing. By the way, I have created a state which is a set data, and it is a initial value is empty array, and then we have use effect, and from the server, which is icube server, I am getting the users data, and I am using Axios package to do that. And as it is returning a promise, that's why I am using then block here. Okay, and setting the value here. And now let me show the HTML what exactly we have. We have a table. Inside that we have t head, okay, and tr, and the username, email, password, sorry, phone number, and we have t body. Inside the t body we have to map our data. Okay, let's see how we can do the map. Okay, so let's say data dot map, and it will have a callback first, which will return some data. Okay, and here we'll return tr, okay, which will have td, okay, td values, and let's say curly braces 3 times, not 4. Okay, so let's take a parameters. I'll say item comma index. Okay, index will go here as a key. Okay, and then inside this I'll say item dot username. Okay, and how I know it is username, you can check out inside our server. Okay, here you see username, email, and phone number here. Okay, those values I am using. I'll say item dot email, and here I'll say item dot phone number. Okay, let's go back, and you see, let me refresh again. So you can see all the data, it is coming up here. Okay, now the thing is, what I want to do is, I want to scroll, auto scroll to the this element. Okay, ruby, you can see ruby username, you can see, right? Ruby, I will do auto scroll. So whenever the component is render, or if I click on a button, it should auto scroll to that. Okay, so let's see how we can do using the useRef. Okay, so the first thing what I'll do is, I'll create a ref. Okay, I'll say scroll ref equal to useRef. Okay, and the initial value will be null, and make sure it is already imported. Okay, I have imported, that's why I am not importing again. Okay, and then you have scroll ref. Okay, now we have to provide it to ruby. Okay, then how we know what is the ruby, like right now we are just mapping the element. Okay, we can't have ref equal to scroll ref. Okay, because it will apply for all of them, all of the tr. Okay, so we have to make sure we are applying the ref only for ruby. Okay, so we have to write a condition. Okay, so how we can do the conditional rendering, the same thing we can do here. We can remove this because it will only allow one element, that's why I'll have empty fragments and then curly braces, and here I'll write item dot username should equal to ruby. Okay, it's r small, where is ruby? Here. Okay, yeah, and then question mark, and then I'll have this one and stu, and again this one. Okay, but for ruby tr, or the table row, I'll have ref equal to scroll ref. Okay, so now let me go back here. Before table, I'll have one button. Okay, and you can check the source code from our GitHub link, which is in the description. Okay, so you can go and check out the code as well if you are confused a little bit. Okay, so I'll say auto scroll. Okay, and whenever I click the button, right, it should go to the scroll, like it should auto scroll. But right now what I'm showing is where exactly our reference is. Okay, that's why I'm clicking this, like I'm creating this particular button which will call this particular function, and which will print our console.log. Okay, let's go back, let's open the console here, and let's ignore the errors whatever coming in the console. Okay, let me refresh. Now if I click on the button, we can see current is coming and tr is coming. Okay, so if I hover on that, you can see on the HTML that on ruby it is making highlight. Okay, means it is taking the reference onto the ruby only. Okay, so how we did it, you can go to the table and you can see This is how we did it. Okay, wherever we are getting Ruby, then we have to give the ref as this one. If not, we are not giving anything. Okay, so like this. And now let's write a code which will auto scroll to that. Okay, so inside this, what I will do is I'll say scroll ref dot current dot scroll into view. So what exactly scroll into view will method do is it will scroll automatically to the this element. Okay, let me refresh it again. Let the data come back, and now you see if I click here, it should auto scroll to here. Okay, let's click here, and you see it is auto scroll to the Ruby. Okay, so this is how you can do this. If you suppose if you want to do the on Tyler or suppose Julia. Okay, let's say Julia. So what I have to do is I have to just change this name here, and the reference again change to Julia. And if I click here, it should go there. But what exactly is happening is the screen is end here, right? That's why it's not going to scroll to that. But you can see at least it is visible to us. Okay, so if I do like core or something, it will try to go there. Okay, now let's see one more thing, how we can exactly like smoothly go there. Okay, so what I'll do inside this is I'll have an object. I'll say behavior. Okay, let me have it behavior, and I'll say smooth. Okay, hopefully this is the function. Let me see, and you see it is going smoothly. Okay, earlier it is directly instantly going, right? Let me change it to Ruby only so we can see properly. And you see it is auto scrolling to this. Okay, so this is how we can auto scroll to any element in our DOM using the useRef. Okay. Yes. So this is about useRef in React.js. Like we saw how exactly we can use useRef and what is useRef, and also what is uncontrollable and controllable component. And also we can see how we can auto scroll to an element in DOM. Okay, using useRef. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing and give it a like. I'll be back with more content in the next video. Thank you. Yes. So this is about useRef in React.js. Like we saw how exactly we can use useRef and what is useRef, and also what is uncontrollable and controllable component. And also we can see how we can auto scroll to an element in DOM. Okay, using useRef. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing and give it a like. I'll be back with more content in the next video. Thank you.